Maryland Municipal League is an association that has 156 members, municipalities throughout the state of Maryland. Each county has, if you have municipalities, you have your own chapter. The Montgomery County chapter has 21 cities and towns. Each chapter has an executive board leadership committee that represents these municipalities and towns. I think that the local chapters for the Maryland Municipal League are very important to forwarding priorities, whether they're legislative or just issues that are in your community.
I think we need to get citizens more engaged. Sometimes citizens will ask me, what is MML, Maryland Municipal League, and who are you and what do you do? And the purpose is to reach out to citizens, to engage them so that they have an idea of things that are important to us that should be important to them because it affects them on a daily basis. And they need to make sure that those of us who elected them are doing what's right and what's in their best interest.
What we have to do is make all the residents understand that what we're doing is not for ourselves, but it's working as a group for everybody within our municipalities to better improve the quality of their lives.
We're always preoccupied with what's going on in the federal government, but what people don't understand is we make decisions that could possibly affect you the very next day. So it's really important that you get to know your legislator and know that what they're voting on is in your best interest.
We need to recognize that the population in municipalities throughout the state of Maryland is very high, and we are voting population. Many of these communities are much closer to their government and their elected mayors and councils, and we need their input and they need our input to work together. And we're a big voting bloc, so I think that that's vital to let our citizens know that they have an additional hand in all of government.
Our projects are defined by the membership. Some of the ideas that we're thinking about is how we can best help the state chapter of the league to move highway user revenue restoration through the General Assembly. Another priority that I think the membership will adopt is improving the relations with the State Highway Administration and utilities.
Addressing these issues is very important. We have to work with the county and our General Assembly. Otherwise, we get nothing done. It takes teamwork, and it should be important to us because it's important that we represent the citizens who elected us to our positions.
The biggest one that we're tackling, we seem to have tackled for many, many years now, is the highway user revenue funds. The funding's been cut, and we are not getting the monies we need to repair our roads and to fix our infrastructure at times. So that's very important to restore. We've been working on that both on our legislative committee here and the Maryland Municipal League Legislative Committee.
We are also looking at allowing municipalities to publish legal notices on their websites as opposed to in newspapers. This will allow the municipalities to determine what's the best means to communicate legal notices to our residents.
One of the things is tax duplication, where the county taxes our residents for services that the municipality already provides. And we like to see that money that's given to the county returned to the municipalities for those services.
We get together and we decide what the chapter priorities are. And we, as the months go on, we will be establishing what priorities are important to us as a chapter, as elected officials, but what also should be important to the people who voted us into office. People who voted for us don't even realize that we have a voice. They have a voice and we are their voice. So once we are their voice, then we make sure that we push the priorities that are going to affect them and affect their lives and their families.
Rather than just being one municipality working by itself, through the Maryland Municipal League, the county chapter, and the state, we're able to bring these issues to the House of Delegate Representatives and the state senators. These are issues that are very important to us and that we would ask them to spearhead in the upcoming legislative sessions and help us pass them so that we can better take care of our own communities.
Part of this promo that we're doing today is to make sure that the residents of Montgomery County know about the League, that this chapter is out there working to forward their priorities, whether it's through legislation or changing regulations at the county level.
We're really excited this year. We're going to be pushing out all the avenues that they can communicate with us directly by following us on Facebook at MoCo MML, by following us on Twitter at MoCo MML. Residents can share their concerns, share their issues that they would like us to address when we go to Annapolis and we deal with county leaders in person. I think this will help them be better engaged and follow the work we're doing on their behalf.
This is an opportunity where you can actually ask direct questions to the people that have the power and interest to fix problems in your community.
Yes, this was something that I started working on back in 2012 with the previous chief. He believed in the vision. The mayor, the city manager, all believed in the vision, and they told us to go forward. And we started working on it, and I mean, it's grown to what it is now. It's a program designed for young people to work closely with the law enforcement. They get insight as to what it's like to be a police officer. For our program, it's 14 to 20 and a half. And at that point, they should be ready to go into the police academy if they so choose to be police officers. A couple things we focus on, we develop life skills, leadership skills, respect, discipline. They go through the similar classes that law enforcement go through in the police academy. Traffic law, patrol procedures, community policing. So we try to develop and give them some insight that they can take back to the community and back to their families. Let the families know certain things, the reason why police do certain things.
I normally do administrative duties. I'm the one that gather all the training program for them, what type of training they have each Thursday. One thing that I really enjoyed was to see this young future of our community advance. Okay, you can see it in their face, the expression. It's nice to see them when you recognize them for their hard work and training that they have done through the program.
In the news, you see that police officers are bad, but in reality, they're not. They're actually trying to help the community. And you joining the Explorers, you would see that. You would be a part of that. You would learn more.
I recommend this to people who want to work in law enforcement in the future, like if they want to be a police or a detective, because it's going to give you more background information about it. And I think just if you're a couch potato, it's like cool to come in here, because I was a couch potato and I came here and it was fun. I met new friends. And what Rosa said, I didn't really know much about police officers. I thought they were bad, but now I know that they're not.
I'm sure people who like law enforcement would like to join this. I learned how to be more open, talk more with people, because we communicate with our groups and pretty much.
I like doing the scenarios because it makes us part, it makes us part of the like polices. It's like role playing. I like it.
The scenarios that we have are usually domestic violence, or a suspicious person, traffic stop, stuff like that. Officers would play roles and we would play as the officers. We would try to control the situation, not let it go any farther.
Different things that we've done is we've been on field trips. We've just learning about certain things that are in the law program. A field trip that we have gone to is in the SWAT. So we learned about what they've done and different items that they have.
I learned how to be a bit more strict with myself and how to contain myself. It's very fun and interesting. It doesn't require too much. It just requires that you come every Thursday, which isn't too hard, I believe.
We have learned CPR and we have learned what actions to take when in certain situations. I didn't know how it really worked. I didn't know like how important it was. I didn't know how to shoot a gun. We learned how to do that and like the different parts of a gun. Every time I see a gun, I saw it in like movies and news, so I didn't really know about them, so that was cool.
My favorite thing was the SWAT team because I learned how difficult it was for like participants or like SWAT members because you have to be very fit and you have to go through a very long like procedure to get through that.
Once we have a group of young people like this that want to come and be a part of law enforcement, want to work closely with us, they carry the message back to the community that not all officers are bad. There's some good experiences with police as well.
We recognize some of our explorers. We recognize them for their commitment, dedication, and leadership to the program. We recognize their service. Since the program started, we recognize on the basic level a few of the explorers that will now advance to the advanced level, which the more training they get. Okay, and then for the promotional process, several explorers got promoted from the rank of private first class to corporal, sergeant, and lieutenant. And then which at this time I would have advised them after the fact that there's a position open for captain and it's vacant. And I want to see one of them to achieve that position. So hopefully we'll have a captain soon.
Tonight I got promoted to corporal, and it was an honor. I'm really happy about that.
Tonight I was promoted and I feel very excited. I put hard work into it. Try to show dedication. Very excited to be promoted to lieutenant. Well, I'll be more in charge, take care of certain situations, make sure everybody gets the information out, make sure everybody's able to attend class.
The program is growing. We had to have a cutoff. We have people waiting to join the program. But I was just overwhelmed that they were so receptive, especially in a time where there's a lot of distrust between law enforcement and especially young people. But once we have a group of young people like this that want to come and be a part of law enforcement, want to work closely with us, they carry the message back to the community that not all officers are bad. There's some good experiences with police as well. What's next is that we're going to continue to learn more classes, train, drill and ceremony. They're just part of the community now. So what we're doing now, we're also working with other departments like the rec department. We're going to be doing some things in the community like cleaning up trash and things like that. So we want to give them the full spectrum of what community service is.
It's a fun 5K to run because the whole neighborhood's here. It's a good community race. This is not my first time. This is my fourth time running this race. I'm on the Blair cross country and track team, so yeah, I've practiced a lot. I felt pretty good. I was kind of just jogging through it. I wasn't really trying to run that fast. I wasn't expecting to win.
time running this race. It's a great community race, and I try to do it every year. I run regularly, and I really enjoy Sligo. One of the great things in living in the Takoma Silver Spring area is you can run Sligo and Rock Creek and do a lot of great running. It's a lot of fun because so many people come out, and there's two turnarounds, so you can always see different people walking around and say hi to everyone, and you can see how the people are running. So it's just great to see, basically a sea of people taking over the streets to help our city be safer for kids to bike and walk to school.
My wife and I moved to Takoma Park about a year ago, and I run with a DC-based running club called Georgetown Running Club, and just wanted to participate this year. My wife and I have an 8-month-year-old son, Henry, and we're looking forward to him being able to participate in this race too in the years to come. So it seemed like a really cool community event. I like the cause and just wanted to be a part of it. Today I kind of just tried to enjoy it and not put too much pressure on myself a week after a marathon. So I pretty much just ran by feel and tried to enjoy the course. And coming back up Maple Avenue, it is a little bit uphill, and there was a bit of a headwind, and that was the one point I was like, that it felt a little tough, but for the most part, it just felt like a really nice run.
For over 20 years, I've been collecting multiple little cars, and I just lost interest in that. So I thought the best thing to do is to give it to someone who needs it. So I talked with Sergeant Gilbert, and I said, well, look, let's go out and give some toys away to people in need that's in the community. We thought about saying, well, since I only have cars, that's only for the boys. So then we say we had to get some items for the for girls. So then we put emails out to all the people in the community and also in the city and say, hey, can you donate some money or any toys for girls? We got several toys for girls. I said Cabbage Patch dolls, other toys from other employees of the city of Takoma Park, and then also with Sergeant Gilbert and I, we went out and bought some more stuff for girls before the Christmas holiday.
The idea and the concept comes from many years of community policing. Both myself and Corporal Butler, we kind of share the same sentiment and about community policing and youth outreach and community outreach. So we went around to the apartment managers at various apartment buildings and asked for their help. And they were gracious in helping us identify some families who could probably use some assistance with providing gifts for their kids. We thought it would be a good idea if we delivered the gifts. Based on the list that were provided by the apartment managers, we had to put the kids in groups by age and gender. Then we had to go out and purchase some gifts with the donations and a lot of money from our own pockets. So we did some shopping, and based on the ages and the genders of the kids, we found something for every kid. So we were glad to be able to do that.
We had to separate all items from each apartment also by each gender. So each category was in reference to the apartment building, the apartment, and also gender, male, female, and also their age. They were very excited, especially on Christmas Day. You get a gift from a police officer, and also you personally give it to them. All the families were excited. Kids were hugging us. They were jumping around, and for me, one of the best moments was that I was actually invited into their home to have dinner. So we sat down and had dinner. We ate, we talked. It was just a good time for us just to mingle with the citizens of Takoma Park during that time.
It was good to see the looks on the kids' faces that they were receiving something from us. Some of them had some gifts, but were just happy to get them from us, and then some of them, you could tell, didn't have much. So
the most difficult part was just to get it organized, like on the day of Christmas, just to put stuff in the bags and which bags goes to where in apartments. But after we did it for like 20 minutes, we got into the groove, so then it was easier. But the hardest part was just to organize the bags, and we want to do this every single year. I know there's other organizations that we can give to, but I think it's more personal if we, the police department, go personally to every citizen in Takoma Park and say, hey, Merry Christmas, and just get them smiles again.
It was a process in which we identified the kids, and then we had to ask for donations and some assistance from some city staff who were very helpful with the process and donated some money and unopened gifts. And we put together the gifts, and Christmas Day we went out and we delivered them, 51 kids.
Sometimes during these times, people are in need, just to help people out, just to put a smile on people's face. That was a big thing for us to do, just to put a smile on families and kids' face during these hard times.
We look forward to doing this again, hopefully in years to come. When it comes to the price tag, so we're hoping to have some people within the city and outside, within the community, help out with the process of hopefully getting some toys for the kids, and we can do it again.